So AMD stock is crashing, and I wanted to produce this video to give my warning to all of the AMD stockholders. Now, you may like it, you may not, I don't know. We're just going to simply look at the price chart for AMD for what it is and try to figure out where is price going to go. So if you guys appreciate my videos, my content, as always, join me, hit the like button, share the video, also subscribe for more content, because it shouldn't be any easier than us looking at price bars and volume to get understanding as to what price wants to do. So look at this. We did a price prediction in AMD right here on the 25th of July, right? Looking for the market to decrease, to go lower, and it did go down. Take a look. Look at where the price in AMD bounced and where it stopped going lower. Right here, off of our long-term trend line, August the 5th, 2024. Let me zoom out so you guys can see this trend. Okay. So should we be surprised that the market in AMD stopped going lower there? No, I'm quite sure we talked about it on our video. On that particular day, we identified a buy zone here. Okay, so let me go ahead and zoom in closer. The market in AMD bounced off this buy zone right here. Market ran up on earnings. Then soon after, we came and bounced off the trend line. So these are some very important areas. These will be places, locations that people are either taking profit or they're minimizing their losses. Okay. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. On the low of August the 5th, that would have garnered us around 11.63%. All right. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this buy zone here. Okay. Let's get rid of this buy zone here. And we are going to now talk about what's been going on recently. This sell zone here in the market in AMD, we need to change it. We need to take it up a little bit further. Okay. Now, let's look at AMD. Let's go on the weekly chart first, because you guys can see it's been a very quick bounce in the market in AMD. We came down from 187. Bounce off 125, and now we're sitting nestled right in between 155. So it's kind of in between. We're kind of sandwiched in between those two prices, 187 and 125. Okay. Here's AMD on the 3 weeks. You guys can see here pretty much that buyers are currently holding the market here in AMD. Not too bad, not too shabby. It's not that strong though. Here it is on the 5 weeks chart. This is where we need to pay attention longer term, because anybody will become ecstatic, happy if they're a buyer in AMD and say, great, I came in and bought it at 125. It's now sitting at 150. I'm sitting pretty. I could just sit back. I bought it at a very low price and the market's going to go higher from here, right? That's what they're going to think. But we need to pay attention on the 5 weekly chart at these weakness bars right here. Okay, so we need to understand that, yes, we've seen price bounce off of 125. Yes, that's great. But do you think that there's no more sellers in the market? Do you think that there's no sellers sitting up here at this particular range? That's one thing about price charts. You don't get to see where everyone is located. Why? Because people can change their mind, right? We might have a whole bunch of people willing to sell AMD at 160 to 180 today. But then if something was to go off, news event, something that was out of the ordinary happened, those sellers would then turn into a buyer. Unless these people are sitting up here shorting the stock up here, which would thereby push up the stock price because they got to buy it back eventually. So we all play both roles. We are all buyers and sellers. We cannot be one particular faction of the market. We would play both roles eventually. Buying and selling. Here it is on the monthly chart. So how do you feel about this? Overall pertaining to me, I don't see how this market is going to be massively bullish and or massively bearish yet. I don't see that. But following the trend until this breaks, we need to just continue to suspect that sellers currently have the lead. They're currently leading in the price action of the market right now. Okay. So here it is on the 4-day chart. So which trend do you think is the strongest? Well, apparently the one to where the market just bounced right around here. So I think the market's going to try to come back down and test that trend line though. I think it's going to try to come back down, maybe hit 140 to this trend line, and also to like 120. So yeah, that's AMD right here on the 7-hour chart. That's definitely weak on the 5-hour. Look at that. Very, very weak there. That's it on the 1-hour. Okay. So even though we don't have any sell signals in the market in AMD, I think we're going to try to dip and go a little bit lower, if anything. So let me do this here. So now in terms of target, maybe 140. That's around 6.61% there. I'm taking back down to 130. That's around 13% market move there. That's only because we've already seen price bounce off that trend line. So we may fall a little bit shy from that area and maybe bounce a little bit closer, a little bit higher from that trend line. I'll just do that right now. Okay, let me look at this on the 3 months. Okay, yeah. It's a pretty good battle going on right now between the buyers and the sellers, which is one reason why I don't have a massive prediction looking for the market in AMD to crash or go a lot lower. But definitely need to be aware and keen on the market in AMD dipping a little bit lower. So that's about it. We'll keep our eyes open on it though for AMD. Give me your thoughts. Make sure you maintain profitability, and as always, trade different.